Want to welcome everybody this evening to our red, white, and blue event here in downtown Owensboro on the Davis County Courthouse lawn. My name is Jake Boswell, and I'm the chair of the Owensboro Chamber Young Professionals, and very excited to be here and be a part of this event. This is one of the longest running traditions that Davis County has when it comes to the candidates that are going to be on the ballot across our city and our county, giving you a few minutes to tell you what they're about and what's important to them as they run for the office and seek your votes. We're just now about a week away or so, a couple weeks away from Election Day, so it's a well-timed event. And as far as the weather goes, we could not have asked for better weather here in downtown Owensboro. So thanks to each one of you for taking the time out of your day to make your way to downtown to hear what these candidates have to say. And we also want to thank several people, including Big Rivers, who's sponsoring this event directly. Also, the FOP Lodge 16, which is over here making hamburgers and hot dogs. They're free to anybody who's down here and wants to listen to each one of these candidates. We also want to thank Joe Paul Bickett and the DC Facilities Maintenance Team, Davis County Fiscal Court, and Judge Caslin for letting us use this awesome area outside the courthouse, and also the Wendell Ford Statesmanship Academy. We have some students there who are volunteering this evening. You also have ballots that have been handed out to you. We're going to go in the order of the ballot here this evening. So again, thank you to Big Rivers for helping us put this on. We're going to start with an opening prayer from our CEO of the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, Candace Brake.
If you would please rise, bow your heads, and pray with me. Heavenly God, we come before you grateful, with grateful hearts, grateful for our community, grateful for the country in which we live. God, please, as we move forward through these next 2 weeks, please bless our community, our commonwealth, our nation, and our world. Please help us to see the beauty in every day and know that we realize that you are our true King and ruler of the universe. Watch over Owensboro, Davis County, this tapestry of young people and seniors and corporate leaders, business owners, veterans, and people who want to make things happen. Please know that we aspire to do your work each and every day. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Candace. Everyone, please remain standing. We're going to have our presentation of colors with the Davis County High School ROTC, along with the Star Spangled Banner performed by Lucy Jago Cheney and Gracie Thurman from Owensboro's High School Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's hear it again for the Davis County ROTC and members of the Owensboro High School Choir. They did a fantastic job. We're now going to hear a welcome from our Judge Executive here, Charlie Caslin. Judge Executive going to make his way up here and make a few remarks before we get started with our first race.
Good evening. We have a beautiful day. I wish I could say I was responsible for the weather, but I'm not. And the upside is, by my not taking credit for it, is I don't get blamed for the bad days either. So we are indeed blessed to have this day, to have this event. And I want to say to all those who are, I call them my fellow candidates, I'm not on the ballot this time, but the fact that they've put their names on the ballots and they've agreed to serve if they're elected, I want to say thank you to them. And to all their family members who support them being on the ballot. It's if you've never had your name on the ballot, it's an interesting life experience. And for those who have agreed to serve, I want to say thank you. For all of you who are here, I know you want to be informed. I know you want to show support for those that you are supporting. And I just hope you enjoy your evening. I will say the doors for the courthouse are locked except the two behind me. So if you have a reason to go in, you're welcome to do so. And I just want to say welcome to all of you. And you know, our election, I will say we have Veterans Day, November 11th, right around the corner. It's where we honor our veterans. And it's our veterans who have fought and died for and given a part of themselves, even if they didn't give all, for us to have the rights that we have as Americans. And, you know, in my heart, in my mind, the best way we can say thank you to them is by going out and voting, doing that which many in the world do not have the right to do, elect those who will be representing us and making the laws that we're governed by. Thank you all. Have a good evening. To all the candidates, I wish you all well, and hope you have a good evening as you give your stump speeches.
Judge Executive Charlie Caslin, and we also could not put an event on like this without a sponsor. Big Rivers has stepped up to sponsor this event, just like they made their move a year or two ago to downtown Owensboro, a few blocks away, with their beautiful facility. We're happy they're invested in Owensboro in more ways than one, and representing them this evening is Brittany Johnson from the Big Rivers Electric Corporation. So let's welcome Brittany to say a few remarks.
Thank you. On behalf of Big Rivers and our member owners, Kenergy Corporation, Jackson Purchase Energy Corporation, and Meade County RECC, we are so grateful to continue to support this important community event. Thank you to the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce for continuing to host this important community event and for their ongoing advocacy efforts at the local, state, and national level, continuing to be a voice for the Owensboro community. Also, thank you to the candidates, regardless of party affiliation, for stepping up and being willing to serve and lead this community and the great Commonwealth of Kentucky forward. And lastly, thank you to all of you who are here today, not only to support these candidates, but to learn, to be informed, and to educate yourselves. Once again, Big Rivers Electric Corporation and our member owners are grateful to be a part of this community and the Greater Owensboro region, and don't forget to vote on November 5th.
Thanks, Brittany. That was great. All right, so we now have a lot of the setup. It's been a good setup, but before we get to our candidates and each one of them speaks, I do want to go over the guidelines with everybody who's here. I know a lot of people are here to support specific candidates. We expect anybody who's in the crowd to make sure to show respect to all candidates. No heckling is going to be tolerated during these sessions. It's a family event. And we're excited to have student groups participating, like we said, from the Wendell Ford Statesmanship Academy here. So let's make sure things continue to be civil as each candidate gets to speak. As far as signage goes, handheld campaign signs, stickers, those are permissible, but no stakes or poles will be inserted into the grounds here on the courthouse lawn during this event. Nothing can be attached to trees or any other permanent fixtures. Also, the speeches are going to begin immediately after we get things going. We have a timer. Emmy Woosley here, who's also a fellow Chamber Young Professionals member with me, is going to be the timer. And so candidates would be able to see her from the vantage point that I'm at right now. No official timekeeper will be sitting here. She's just going to hold up the 1 minute mark and also the 30-second remaining mark. And then we'll know that it's time to conclude your speech. So if you're not present, if you have to run to the bathroom, just keep that in mind. You'll not be permitted to speak. You have to make sure you're here for your slot. And just keep in mind before we get started, there is food over here with the FOP, and there are also ballots out in the crowd. That's the order we're going to go in. So if you're looking to see what's expected to come up next, who is speaking, that's who the order we'll be using. Now, as far as each candidate goes, the timing will be different. And as we introduce each speaker and we get to the next race, I'll make sure to mention which time is which. So let's get started with our first race of the evening. That's going to be Davis County Public School Board's 5th District. Each candidate of the three will get 90 seconds. And up first is Dale Stewart.
As a high school principal, I've been on a lot of podiums. This is the most impressive one I've ever been on, to be quite honest with you. It's a beautiful podium. I started at Apollo in 73, 74. You're going to hear a lot about Apollo tonight because my district is basically the Apollo area. In 73, 74, with the first graduating class. In 1995, I became principal at Apollo and wanted to bring our school closer together. So about 2 or 3 minutes before I was making my first announcement, I still wasn't sure what I was going to say, and it just came to me, and when I got through, I said, "Always an Eagle family, thank you for listening." And it just took off like something I've never seen, and we started doing shirts and everything else, and it's still there today. It's not necessarily as prevalent as it was then, but it was really rewarding to have that for the school, and it was really nice. Right after that, my wife and I started talking, and we made a decision to offer a scholarship. 31 years later, we've given $33,000, and it's truly a labor of love because we love the Davis County school system and Apollo. I've been on the Davis County board for it'll be 8 years at the end of this December, but it's really been a labor of love, and we've given scholarships to about 33 students over that period of time. So it's been. I got time, okay. Well, appreciate the invitation, and thank you.
So for Davis County School Board, that was Dale Stewart. Up next to the podium is going to be another candidate for that 5th District, Trey Pippen.
Hey everybody, my name's Trey Pippen, and I really want to thank the Chamber for having us out for this. This is the first time school board has been able to talk, so thank you very much for that. So there are 3 of us in this race, and I think if you take a look at us, all you're going to see that one of us is not like the other one. There's only one candidate who is running who represents a new generation of leadership that represents a generation of us that are in the thick of it, working right now, raising children, juggling everything that comes with the modern family life. Somebody who brings a fresh perspective, because let's be real, the world is changing quickly, and we need our schools to change with it. We're already almost 25 years into the 21st century, but if you look at our schools, they have not changed much from the way they looked decades ago. Meanwhile, everything around us has changed. Technology, jobs, the way we live every day. Our kids are facing challenges that we couldn't have imagined a generation ago, and that's why we cannot stick to the status quo. We have to focus on the future. I'm committed to expanding innovation and innovative programs in Davis County Public Schools, whether it's earning college credit or real-world skills before our students even graduate. These programs are making generational differences. The world our students face when they graduate is different than before, and we need fresh leadership that understands these changes and knows how to move forward, not just keep things the way that they have always been. I'm ready to bring this energy and fresh ideas to the school board to make sure our students are truly future ready. Thank you for your time, and I'd appreciate your vote on November 5th.
That was our second candidate for the 5th District of Davis County Public School Board, Trey Pippen. Up next, our third and final candidate in this race, Timothy Hicks.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. I'd like to thank Big Rivers and Chamber of Commerce for hosting this for us. As he said, my name's Timothy Hicks. I and my family are all Apollo graduates. We're Apollo family. My wife and I both graduated from Apollo. I was the third graduating class. If I'm elected to to be elected this position, I'll be the first board member who's actually an Apollo graduate representing our group. Was born and raised in that area, so I didn't come from outside. I worked in the school district for over 20 years. I worked with support staff, worked with teachers, and some administrators. I've seen the whole group. I know how things work. Some of my background, I've got business degree and a master's in business administration. I've got a bachelor's in computer science and a BA in accounting. So I understand how things work, understand the big picture. We've got to bring our students up. Right now, our scores are down. We have a lot of finger pointing and excuses, but what I recognize, thank you, during it is that we need to give our teachers a chance. We need to let our teachers teach, not just hold them back with a lot of busy work. And on our school board, I'd like to give that opportunity. Thank you.
All right, that was our third and final candidate for Davis County Public School Board's 5th District, Timothy Hicks. We're going to move on now to the City School Board race, and this is going to be another 90-second session for each of the candidates. Emmy, our time keeper here, is going to be standing up, by the way, candidates, whenever your time has reached its maximum limit. Up first is Melissa Decker.
Good evening, everyone. For anyone who doesn't know me and didn't hear my name, I'm Melissa Decker. I have been serving on the Owensboro Board of Education this is my 8th year, and I'm running again. My husband, Tony Decker, and I moved here to Owensboro, his hometown, back in 2002, and first thing we did was start funneling our 4 children through Owensboro Public Schools. As they grew up, I participated in PTOs. I served on site-based decision-making councils. I did that in every school that my children have been in. I was often serving at the same time in different buildings and served several years in some of those buildings. I loved working to make sure that our teachers and students were supported because I think supporting our teachers is one of the best ways, our teachers and all other staff, is one of the most efficient ways that we can support our students. I wanted to do more than just what I had, so I ran and was elected to the OPS board, and it has been truly one of the most fulfilling positions I've ever held. I'm very proud of our public schools. The fact that we emphasize arts and athletics while still putting education first is very important to me. Our children deserve every opportunity for success. My goal as a board member is to continue working with others in an ongoing commitment to be good stewards of the district's resources, to put the needs of our students first, and to help all students to succeed. Thank you.
So our second candidate in this race for Owensboro Public School Board, following Mrs. Decker, is going to be Tyler Sagero.
Thanks everyone for being here. My name is Tyler Sagero and I'm running for the Owensboro School Board. Strong public education is essential for a healthy community. As Victor Hugo said, "He who opens a school door closes a prison." By offering enrollment to all children, we pull kids off the street and into opportunities that can steer them toward a better life. I recognize the promise of education through my own experience. As an Apollo High School graduate, I received an excellent public education that ultimately set me up for a great career in business. Now, I'm not wealthy by any means, but I love my work and I enjoy my life. I'm succeeding on my own terms. That's my highest aspiration for our kids, empowered to achieve their personal potential so that they too can succeed on their own terms. I want them to be safe while they learn, which is why I support school resource officers and the personnel who keep our schools secure. I support sports and extracurriculars that extend education outside the classroom and teach important real-world skills like teamwork and problem solving. I want increased transparency in board proceedings and to hold administrators accountable for student outcomes. Help me make a stronger, better Owensboro public school system by voting Tyler Sagero this November and vote no on Amendment 2. Thank you.
All right, our third candidate of the 5 in this race for Owensboro Public School Board. And up next is Lee Roads Doyle.
Hello, good evening. I'm Lee Roads Doyle, and I'm running for re-election to the Owensboro City School Board. It has been an honor to serve on the board for the past 4 years. My husband and I have 3 children in the OPS system, a 5th grader, an 8th grader, and a sophomore. And I believe this gives me unique insight as a board member and really keeps our family busy. But I can say firsthand that we are really blessed in the OPS system to have the best teachers anywhere. During my time on the board, we have faced serious challenges. It hasn't been an easy 4 years, but I believe I have the judgment and integrity needed for this really important job. Even during these challenging times, we've improved many of our school and sports facilities, worked to keep our students safe through the funding of weapons detectors, and have increased the access to mental health care in our schools. But all of those things were for one purpose: to provide our students with the best education possible. Over the past few years, we have invested in a district-wide curriculum that's been working to improve learning, and we've had additional instructional coaches in our schools. OPS students have more opportunities now than ever before, but we still have a lot of work to do. So that's why I'm asking for your support and vote again. I want to strengthen partnerships between OPS and families, businesses, churches, and community organizations. I'm also dedicated to open communication, so please reach out through my board email found on the OPS website or through Facebook. Thanks for coming out, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting.
So that was candidate Lee Roads Doyle. Up next is our 4th candidate for the OPS school board position, Jeremy Edge.
Good evening. Thank you to the Chamber and Big Rivers for hosting tonight. Thanks to my wife Cheryl and my daughters Addison and HG for being here. As they said, I'm Jeremy Edge. I'm running for re-election to the Owensboro Public School Board. I've served on the school board for 8 years now. I've got 2 awesome kids in the district, and I'm committed to the continued progress of our system, and I want to serve as a voice for our parents and families. I've been on the board, quality education in a safe environment has been the #1 priority. We've increased overall funding for instruction, and we've increased teacher pay. We're increasing 4% this year. Testing scores have gotten better, so we've got more students going into the workforce or going into college. We've added money to our arts program, and we're in the process of elevating our athletic facilities. We've increased student safety through the open gate technology in our SRO program, and we've continued to upgrade our school facilities. And we've done it by keeping tax rates stable, and this year we're going to lower tax rates one more time. OPS as a family has been so good to me and my kids. I want to give back and help when called upon. Ask for your vote and continue to support. Serve on the board, serve our OPS family, students, teachers, and faculty, and continue the progress that we can all make together. Thank you.
So that was our fourth candidate in this race for Owensboro Public School Board. Before we introduce our final candidate, it's worth noting, different from the Davis County School Board race there are 3 seats open for these 5 candidates. And our fifth candidate that's going to speak to you this evening for Owensboro Public School Board is Kenny Rythe.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for being able to stand up here, and blessings upon those who are less fortunate. My name is Kenny Rythe, and I'm running for Owensboro City School Board. Our schools are the heart of our community, and I'm committed to ensuring they are safe, provide quality education, and foster open communication. First and foremost, safety is my top priority. Every child deserves to learn in an environment where they feel secure. I will work tirelessly to implement and maintain safety measures that protect our students and staff. Quality education is a cornerstone of our future. I'm dedicated to supporting our teachers and providing them with the resources they need to inspire and educate our children. Our students deserve the best, and I will strive to ensure they receive a top-notch education that prepares them for success. Communication is the key. I believe that the power of feedback from teachers, parents, support staff, and students. If elected, I will have an open door policy. You can contact me by phone. While I may not always have the immediate solution, I pledge to listen and look into every concern. Your voice matters. Together we can make a difference. In closing, I ask for your support and for your vote. Let's work together to create a safe, high-quality educational environment for our children. Thank you and God bless.
So that concludes our candidates for Owensboro Public School Board this evening. We want to thank all the school board candidates. As each was invited, each one of them took the opportunity to be here, and I think that certainly is going to help as voters head to the polls in less than 2 weeks. They'll be more informed for sure. Our next race is going to be one where the time's a little longer, 2 minutes for these next 2 candidates for Davis County Circuit Court Judge. Up first, we have Leanne Jackson.
I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Kentucky. That's the oath I took 24 years ago when I became an attorney, and that's the oath I'll take when I'm sworn in as your next Davis Circuit Judge. While I don't have any judicial experience, I do have 24 years of experience in circuit court. During my time in circuit court, I've handled the most complex and serious cases, because that's what circuit court is. Circuit court handles the most serious and complex cases in the state level. Having a judge that understands not only the stakes, but the law is crucial to our community well-being. During my career, I've learned from many experienced circuit judges. I've seen things that worked well and things that needed improvement. I've developed not only a comprehensive knowledge of the law, but I've developed relationships with all of the players in the circuit court system: prosecutors, defense attorneys, civil attorneys, court clerks, court security personnel, jail staff, law enforcement. I respect those participants and their critical roles in the circuit court process, but I also understand the challenges that they face, from understaffing, underfunding, heavy caseloads, and the residual backlog from the pandemic. I know firsthand the hard work it takes to handle circuit court cases. I'm no stranger to long hours from managing an office that's understaffed while carrying a heavy caseload myself. As a circuit court attorney, I work closely with drug court and mental health court, and I know specialty courts help our community by providing opportunities to those who want to better themselves. As a defense attorney, I know not everyone's willing to take those opportunities and that there must be consequences, often harsh consequences. I know that I'll have the opportunities to make those decisions, and I won't take them lightly. I'm prepared to do the job. In my off hours, I'm active in our community. Sorry. In closing, I just want to thank you all for your vote, and I want to thank Big Rivers and the Fraternal Order of Police for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. Thank you.
That was our first candidate for Davis County Circuit Court Judge Leanne Jackson. Our next and final candidate on the ballot, they have 2 minutes, is David Payne.
Good evening. I'm Judge David Payne. You've blessed me with the privilege to serve you as a district court judge for the past 25 years, and I thank you for that. I'm now a candidate for circuit court judge. The reason we're having this election is that the Judge Lisa Jones, and you'll hear from her in just a few minutes, got promoted to become a Court of Appeals judge. So we now have a vacancy, and I'm here to ask for your vote. I grew up right here in Owensboro. My parents were Ivan Payne and Joanne Payne. My dad ran a barber shop, so a lot of you might have known him. But I went to the city schools. I went to Catholic schools, graduated from Owensboro High School. I've got a record and experience that will demonstrate to you that I'm clearly the most qualified candidate to take this job. Before I became judge, I worked many years, both as a private attorney for a law firm as well as an assistant attorney general. I handled a balance of both civil and criminal cases during that time. They were circuit court and federal court level cases. And at one time, I actually spent a number of years representing law enforcement and criminal justice personnel when they got sued by criminals. Most importantly, I've served as judge of the district court for 25 years. And during the time, I've presided over thousands of cases. As your judge, I've shown the strength to send people to jail when that was the right thing to do and that's what needed to be done. But I've shown the compassion to help people stay out of jail, giving them a chance to work out the problems through drug treatment and mental health counseling. And doing this job over the years, I've demonstrated fairness and professionalism, wisdom, maturity, and a sense of justice, along with honesty. Those are the characteristics this job demands. And I ask for your vote in November.
Those are both the candidates for the Davis County Circuit Court judge race that'll be on the ballots. Up next, we're moving on to another judicial race. This will be the judge of the Court of Appeals, 1st District, 2nd Division. And the first candidate you're going to hear from this evening is Lisa Payne Jones.
See, can y'all hear me? So I'm Judge Lisa Payne Jones, and I am your current judge on the Kentucky Court of Appeals. You all know me. I was born and raised here in Davis County. I graduated from Owensboro Catholic High School in Brescia. I met my husband, Greg Jones, at Theater Workshop just around the corner, and our children, Will and Annie, grew up performing there. After law school, I came back home to practice, and I represented you in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office and on the District Court bench and the Circuit Court bench for over 22 years. I'm currently your Court of Appeals judge and have been for the last 6 months. Judges aren't political. We're public servants. My parents instilled in me a Christian faith based in servant leadership, protecting others, standing up for others, serving others. It's a vision that I've carried with me once I took the bench. If there's a way that I can be a better judge, if there's a way that I can make my community healthier, safer, I'm going to do it. That's why I've been your juvenile drug court judge. That's why I've been your adult drug court judge. That's why I helped create a mental health court here in Davis County that's being modeled statewide. It's why I've served on the State Rules Committee, the State Drug Court Committee, the State Juvenile Justice Committee, and the State Mental Health Commission. It's why I've traveled across this country and across this state, teaching others and telling them what we're doing right here and what we're doing right in Kentucky. I have the most diverse and well-rounded experience in this race, in my speaking and in my written opinions, and in my positions on the bench. But you all know that because you know me. You're my neighbors. But now my neighborhood stretches across all of Western Kentucky, 23 counties. I don't just need your vote, but I need you to spread the word to all of Western Kentucky, from Davis down to Todd and Logan, all the way over to Fulton, so that I can continue to represent you and represent them and represent the Commonwealth. So thank you, appreciate your vote, and appreciate you spreading the word.
That was Lisa Payne Jones, and also who you'll see on the ballot for the Judge of the Court of Appeals, 1st District, 2nd Division. And next up to speak is Jason Shea Fleming.
Good evening. I want to thank the Chamber and Big Rivers for hosting this event, and I want to thank all of you for coming out. I'm Judge Jason Fleming. I am family court judge and circuit judge from Christian County down in Hopkinsville. And I am a proud Western Kentucky conservative, and I don't hide that. The reason I don't hide that is when you're talking about the Court of Appeals, you're talking about interpretation of the Constitution, you're talking about interpretation of laws and statutes. It's not because I'm political, it's because you have the right as voters to know what our view is when it comes to the Constitution. My view is very simple. I believe in a strong adherence to the Constitution. I believe in a strong adherence to what the legislators write and what their laws mean. I believe that judges don't make laws. Judges apply the law. Judges interpret the law. I have been family court judge, which is a circuit judge position, for 18 years. I have seen a little bit of everything. I was a prosecutor before that. I have been recognized not only locally, but statewide for my fairness and my integrity. If you look at the card that I left, you'll see some of the different awards that I've won for being a judge, including Judge of the Year by the University of Kentucky, Judge of the Year by the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, Judge of the Year by the Citizens Foster Care Review Board, Outstanding Young Lawyer as a judge back in 2011. And in 2006, and probably one of my proudest achievements, as a prosecutor, I received a Public Advocate Award from the Department of Public Advocacy. And at the time, I was the only prosecutor to ever receive that award because I believed in just and fair play. I would appreciate your vote in November, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
So I believe that concludes our candidates for the Judge Court of Appeals. And now we're going to move on to the Commonwealth Attorney race, which the candidate will have 2 minutes, running unopposed. But here to speak is Mike Van Meter.
Greetings. I think it's always unfair to be asked, especially as a lawyer, to speak for only 2 minutes, but I will. My name is Mike Van Meter. On this end of December of last year, Bruce Kegel, my former boss and friend, took a well-deserved retirement. On January 2nd, I was appointed by Governor Beshear to be your Commonwealth's attorney. And as just stated, it's an uncontested race. I'm unopposed. But I kind of chose to speak to you, and I was invited to anyway. For 29 years, actually November 1st of next week will mark my 30-year anniversary in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I've been a prosecutor in Davis County for 30 years. Now I am the Commonwealth's attorney. For 29 of those years, I was kind of under the radar. I specialized in the prosecution of adult and child sexual assault cases. I recognize now as a public figure, so to speak, I'm more visible, more answerable to the public. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, just briefly. I'm one of 5 kids. My parents are Buzz and Patsy Van Meter. I'm a husband to Jenny. I'm a dad to 2 grown kids. I was born and raised in Davis County. The only time I've been away from Davis County is 4 years of college and 3 years of law school. I sent out 1 resume when I graduated from law school, and Tom Caslin hired me as a prosecutor. I have big shoes to follow. Tom Caslin, Jay Wethington was Commonwealth's attorney and Bruce Kegel. I realize that. I'm here. I'm from here. I'm vested in Davis County, just like you all are, and I'm here to serve and protect. Thank you.
And we'll now move on to our Kentucky House races in the legislature. And our first race will be the 7th District and running unopposed. And up next to speak is Representative Suzanne Miles.
Good evening. Such a privilege to be here with you tonight, and it's such a privilege to represent Davis County in the 7th District. I'm Suzanne Miles. I've been the state representative. I was elected in a special election in 2013. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce, Big Rivers, and also our FOP Post 16 over here for providing things for us tonight. Just to touch on a couple things that we've been doing in the General Assembly, we've been extremely focused the last several years on a couple different things, but one thing specific I want to mention tonight is lowering the state income tax. Each time that we have set it up in a responsible way so that we have to hit metrics before we actually go down to the next level so that we don't damage our economy and make sure that all services that are needed are provided, which I think has been a very responsible way to go about it. But someone may ask, not only does it put more money back in your pocket, but why would we do that? It's to make us more competitive. That's one of the main things, because we're competing every single day with every state around us in every single category, not only economics, but education and everything else. And so we've stayed focused on those things. We have gotten better and better on multiple things throughout our focus on education, public safety, all the different things that matter most as their government responsibilities. Two things I want to touch on. Be sure to not only look at the straight ticket votes, but you also need to make sure that you pay attention to the down ticket items that you need to for the nonpartisan races and vote on them. We have 2 amendments on the ballot, and I'm just going to read the question. Constitutional Amendment number 1, are you in favor of amending Section 145 and 155 of the Constitution of Kentucky to prohibit persons who are not citizens in the United States from being allowed to vote in the Commonwealth? And then Constitutional Amendment number 2, I've run out of time, so I'm going to give up on that. So I'll pass that on to the next person to hopefully share with that. But I personally am very supportive of Constitutional number 2. Thank you. I ask for your vote. Have a good day.
So we move on from the 7th District in our state house races to now the 13th District, and also running unopposed is Representative DJ Johnson.
Hi, my name is DJ Johnson. I am your state representative for the 13th District. I was first elected in 2016, and I'm actually in my 3rd term. And I am very excited and honored that I will be able to represent you for a 4th term in Frankfort as we do your business in the capital of Kentucky. When I was elected, there was a bunch of us that were elected at the same time, and we went to Frankfort with an idea that we wanted to fundamentally change how things were done, how the thought process was in Frankfort. And we have done that. And we've done it to the point where we have made Kentucky a much, much better state than it used to be. It would take way too long to talk about the many different things. I just want to touch on a couple of things I'm particularly proud of. One is the support we have given to our law enforcers. We have given them pay raises. We have given them new equipment. We've asked them what they need. And they came to us, and we've done everything we can to support our law enforcement. And I am very proud, and I will always support our law enforcers. I'm excited about what we've done to basically save the state's pension plans, the state employee plans and the teachers' plans. Those pensions were financially almost bankrupt when we first came in, and we have got them on the right track. And I'm very proud of the fact that we were able to support our state employees, support our teachers by supporting their futures with their pensions. Locally, I'm particularly thrilled that I was able to bring a second family court judge to Davis County. It has been, I think, a godsend to many of the families who are just trying to figure out how to deal with their situations in life. That second family court judge has been critical. I'm very proud that I was able to do that. But I think more basically, what I'm excited about is the way that we have approached our one mandated constitutional responsibility in the General Assembly. Everything else is something we come up with, but we have mandated how we do our budgets. We're excited about that. I'm out of time, so sorry, Suzanne, but I'm also not going to be able to read Constitutional Amendment 2. I will tell you that I am for Constitutional Amendment 2. I am asking for your vote in November, and I'm asking for your support for that constitutional amendment. Thank you.
So we'll move on now to our next state representative race. And we're moving from the 13th district in our area now to the 14th district. And speaking up next is Representative Scott Lewis.
Good afternoon. It's either good to be last or not good because they spoke on everything that I was going to speak about. But I'm excited to be here. I'm finishing my third term as 14th District State Representative. Always humbled to serve and proud to do so. I'd like to thank the Chamber, Big Rivers, and FOP for coming out and sponsoring this event. I'm pro-public education. I'm a retired school superintendent. Served 33 years, superintendent in Hancock County and Ohio County. Coached college basketball here at Kentucky Wesleyan, and they have a varied background. So, again, I think that suits me well in Frankfort and some of the things we do. Representative Johnson mentioned the support of law enforcement. I happen to be the one that got to carry the state trooper bill, which provided $15,000 raise for each trooper in the Commonwealth, and that was a big deal because we were having a hard time recruiting troopers to keep our communities safe. So, big support of law enforcement, public education, lowering the tax rate, small business regulations. I'm a small business owner myself. We opened Beef O'Brady's in Beaver Dam, Kentucky, believe it or not, a small town Beef O'Brady's. So I know you all know that restaurant here in Owensboro, and it's a very nice franchise. But just humbled and ask for your vote on November 5th to send me back to Frankfort for a fourth term. Thank you very much.
And also on the ballot for the 14th district is Shonda Gardner, who is not with us this evening. We're going to move on now to our Owensboro City Commission race, where each one of our candidates is vying for one of 4 slots on the City Commission. They'll each have 2 minutes per candidate. And up first, as we have each person appearing on the ballot, is Rafe Buckner.
Hello, Owensboro. My name is Rafe Buckner, and I'm running to be one of your next city commissioners. I'm a 1995 Owensboro Senior High graduate and the owner of a Cut Above Mowing. For the last 5 years, I have chaired the Northwest Neighborhood Alliance, where we created programming that focused on park beautification, entertainment, job fairs, arts, and food insecurities. If elected, I wanted to focus on the things that address our growing homeless population. I would like to see us repurpose our senior center for transitional housing. We also need to look into ways of creating more affordable housing. And through that, we may have to look at changing some things with our zoning and planning that will allow tiny homes, shipping container homes, multiple homes on one lot, and things such as that. As far as our youth, we need to look into increasing support for our nonprofits that cater to our children. Western Academy at the Neblet, Girls Inc., HL Neblet Center, Breaking the Cycle, and Boys and Girls Club are just a few that come to mind. I also want us to look into providing more mental health benefits for our first responders, for our police department and our fire department. They're dealing with a lot right now with this whole fentanyl thing. They're seeing death on the daily. You will hear from candidates after me that will speak to the economy. And for the most part, I agree with them. If elected, I look forward to working with our county and our EDC to see if we truly need an industrial park here in Owensboro. And if that's something that we collectively come up with, then we'll proceed forward with that. Owensboro is a great city with beautiful parks and friendly people. I call us a city because we are becoming a multicultural, multinational place. So I implore everybody, man, to get out and talk to your neighbors. I'm Rafe Buckner. Thank you.
That was candidate Rafe Buckner. And up next in the race for Owensboro City Commission is candidate Tyler Goad.
Thank you. Thank you to our event sponsors, the Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, and to the FOP Lodge 16 for the food. But thank you most of all to our audience here tonight. An informed populace makes better choices and yields a brighter future for Owensboro. And that's why I'm here too. My name is Tyler Goad, and I'm running for City Commission. I'm a retired veteran of the Navy, where I worked as an intelligence officer for 21 years. I'm currently working as an instructor at Davis County High School, JROTC. I'm a member of the Airport Board, and I'm endorsed by the FOP and the Greater Owensboro Realtor Association. I represent a change to the status quo. If you need new ideas, more energy, and fresh perspective, I'm your candidate. I'm laser focused on bringing better business opportunities to this community because I believe when this town prospers, we can start solving some of the problems we are struggling with. When we bring in more businesses and develop small business, we end up expanding the tax base without increasing taxes, which allows us to more thoroughly address the problems of homelessness, drug use, and crime. I'm eager to get to work. If you want to thank a vet, hire one. Vote Tyler Goad for City Commission.
That was Tyler Goad running for City Commission. And up next on the ballot and up next here at the podium is candidate Jeff Sanford.
Hello, everybody. My name's Jeff Sanford, and I'm running for City Commissioner. I've been a City Commissioner in the past, and boy, what a ride, and we have done some great things in the past, and currently we still are doing some great things. So we have a lot of things going on in our city these days, and I had written this speech today to read to you guys, but I thought, you know what, that's kind of boring, and you know, everybody's saying the same thing. So during campaign season, what I do is I go out and knock on a lot of doors and talk to lots of people at their houses. And today, I thought, I'm going to share this story. So I'm knocking on doors, and I ran into a young man, and he started talking. He came to the door, started talking to me, and he said something that to me that I was really caught off, and it's really, I've been thinking about all afternoon what he said to me. And I was like, And I really thought about it all afternoon. And he said, Jeff, I'm just not quite as excited as I used to be about Owensboro. I said, I said, I'll tell you this. Here's the way I roll. I'm here because I want to give us opportunity to our kids and for our futures. And I look at these kids over here today, and I want them all to come back to Owensboro. And I'm a big proponent of an industrial park. And I want to work with our staff at the city, the county, the EDC, the Chamber of Commerce. And I see all these people over here, and I want them to get ready to put track shoes on because we are going to go forward. and we're going to push, and we're going to bring in jobs, and everybody is going to work extremely hard together with one message, and we are going to make it happen. If you want to make it happen, you can vote for me on November 5th, Jeff Sanford. Thanks for your time and have a great day.
Up next in the race for Owensboro City Commission candidates after Jeff Sanford, with 2 minutes, will be Commissioner Sharon Smith.
I'm not quite as tall as Tyler over there. I am Sharon Smith. I am one of your current city commissioners. I'm running again. I'm number 4 on the ballot. When I first took this job or tried to get into this opportunity to help, I had the idea that I wanted to save the world and make everybody happy. And guess what? It didn't take me too long to figure out that was not going to happen. So what I have committed to do is to take each event, each project, and each individual concern. I'm going to tell you why I can do it, and I'm going to tell you why I can't. And if I can, I'm going to tell you why I can't. So my whole idea is we are moving forward. I am excited about Owensboro, and I am so excited about all the changes that I know are going to happen down the road. So I'm going to ask people, I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, I'm going to question, and I'm going to communicate. I haven't exactly figured out how I can get all the information out to everyone, but I'm still working on finding a way. Transportation is one of my goals that I want to help people, because I don't know about you, but buying a new car is rather expensive these days. So how do we keep people and our young people wanting to stay in the community and be proactive? So with all of that, I'd also like to note, this card tells you my background. My family's here. My dad worked at Green River Steel. My mom ran a beauty shop, taught cosmetology. So I am a hometown girl. I do love the city and the people that are in it and all the different various organizations that help other people. So how can I help? Hopefully you'll let me do that and vote number 4 on the city commissioner's race next week, 2 weeks from now. Thank you all.
So we've heard from 4 of our candidates. Now we're going to move on to our next candidate for City Commission. And coming to the podium is Commissioner Bob Glenn.
Good evening. Welcome to Owensboro, Kentucky, a shining city on a river. Look at this downtown. Look at all these thousands of people here. They wouldn't have been here 15 years ago without the great efforts of your city commission and you as residents of a community that we love. As your city commissioner, my name is Bob Glenn. I've gotten to serve you for 5 terms. It's an honor and a privilege to be a city commissioner. But in just the last year and a half, we have accomplished so much, and we can accomplish so much more if you'll let me continue working for you for another 2 years. We have developed a site for the new senior center. We have developed a major project for York flood control. We've increased the wages and increased retention for police and fire. We built and are building a new fire academy. We have a new police academy that ends the 12-hour trip to Richmond for many of our young officers in training. We have the opportunity to build a sportsplex in this community that will serve both residents and visitors and is much needed because the convention center isn't big enough for larger tournaments. We are in a position that we have brought in 600 new jobs just in the last 60 days. The single biggest job announcement in the state of Kentucky. This city is moving forward in a very positive way. The biggest issues are no community is perfect. We have challenges to address. There's no doubt about it. We need to address affordable housing. We have a great partnership with Habitat for Humanity to do that and other groups. We need to address homelessness. If you address the affordable housing issue, you address homelessness. And then finally, we're taking steps to support youth groups to reduce the pace of gun violence in our community. community. And the major drug arrest OPD made, multi-state drug arrest that was made just a month ago, we're beginning to see the effects of that with reduced rates of gun crime. I would just say this to you. I have the support of a number of labor unions. I have the support of the Sierra Club, and I have the support of the Greater Owensboro Realtors. They've all endorsed me. But the most important endorsement I can have is on November 5th to ask humbly for your support. I thank you for your past support, and I ask for your support on November 5th. God bless each and every one of you.
Okay, following up, Commissioner Bob Glenn. Next on the ballot and next speaking this evening will be Curtis Maglinger.
Thank you, Owensboro. Hello, my name is Curtis Maglinger, and I'm excited to run as a city commissioner. I'm a lifelong resident and a local small business owner of custom audio video, and I truly love our community. Owensboro has been good to me, our family, and our business, and it's time for me to give back and serve our community. As a small business owner, I have the leadership experience to make those tough decisions, be open-minded, adapt to change, and I have a vision for the future of Owensboro. I assure you I will always make every decision is based on what's best of Owensboro. And I'm a new generation of leadership, and I would love to have your support November 5th. Thank you very much for your time.
So following Mr. Maglinger, we have one more candidate you're going to hear from tonight for Owensboro City Commission, and that is Robert Morris.
Hello, I'm Robert Morris. I'm running for City Commissioner. In my opinion, the current City Commissioners have allowed homelessness, drugs, crime, gun violence, and now human and sex trafficking to invade Owensboro. I will make it a priority to work with the Owensboro Police Department and the Davis County Sheriff's Department to ensure all Owensboro citizens are safe. I will be your firewall commissioner. I will vote yes on all security and safety issues. In the past 2 to 4 years, the past and incumbent city commissioners have allowed the disastrous national trend to invade Owensboro. High property taxes, school taxes, and insurance taxes multiplied by a high PVA rate is taxing good, struggling Owensboro citizens and homeowners into homelessness, depriving Owensboro citizens of security and pride of home ownership. Owensboro insurance tax is 11.5%. Louisville's is 5.5%. Owensboro's long-term debt is $150 million. We need to spend tax money, but it needs to go towards sidewalks, streets, municipalities, and I'm for underground electric in the city. And I'm also looking to see a way of pulling kinetic power from our river. I'm not for spending over $1 million on a pickleball court when Moreland Park would have been great. And I do not want to see any high change orders on our sportsplex. Stop the 20% inflation spending. I will work with a group of landlords that understand affordable housing to get willing participants into affordable housing. The incumbents think $570,000 for 2 affordable houses to our west is a good idea, and home encampments, but that's not a good idea. I will not be a photo op commissioner. I will be a roll up my sleeves, get things done commissioner. I have my finger on Owensboro's pulse. It's not about me, it's about you. And if we want to talk about economic development, then we have to talk about spreading out our city lines and blending our city and our county. We need more area to build industrial park land. Thank you. I'm Robert Morris, and I'd appreciate your vote.
So that's our final candidate in the Owensboro City Commission candidate race. You guys can see on your ballots that have been handed out. Those are the order the candidates are going to appear. And we're going to move on to our final race of the evening. It's Owensboro Mayor, and up first is Mayor Tom Watson.
Thank you, Jake. How about you, OBKY? Everybody happy? Ready for it to be over?
I'm Mayor Tom Watson, and I'd certainly appreciate your vote on November the 5th. This is my 12th year as mayor, and we have seen tremendous growth in our community. We've built a lot of things that people didn't think we could ever build. My prime purpose as an elected official is public safety, and I think we have character-driven public safety. And as was mentioned, we've got our own police academy, we'll have our own fire training center, and we're only ready to do more things. There's very few people in our community, I don't think, that have ever been more involved in Washington and in Frankfort than I have. I have very good contacts there. I've built very good relationships, and I'm always happy to make a call on behalf of our community. So God bless you. I appreciate your vote. Take care.
Before we get to our final candidate this evening, just once again want to thank Big Rivers for sponsoring this event. Thank all of you for being here. And as you become informed in voters, don't forget on November 5th to vote, and also take chance of the early voting opportunities that you have here in our county and in our Commonwealth. Our final candidate of the evening running for Owensboro Mayor is Commissioner Pam Smith Rythe.
Good evening, Owensboro. I am Pam Smith Rythe. You know, I'm the last speaker, and I thought by the time I got here, you all would be gone home, so I took my suit off. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I am here asking for your vote on November the 5th. I was born and raised in Owensboro. I have heavily been involved with our veterans here, and I am on the Senior Center Board. I am the chair, and we're moving that project forward. And I would just like to tell you that I want you to, for a minute, to just consider Owensboro as your living room. And as you consider that, you know that every once in a while, you move furniture around so you can get a different perspective, so it looks different. Well, I want to be your difference for the city of Owensboro. I think that we need a change. We need to look at things differently. We need to step out of the box and do things differently. So I ask for your support on November the 5th. I am number 2 on the ballot. It's the right time, and let's make history together. Thank you.
So that's our final candidate of the evening. Thanks to all of you for being here on the Davis County Courthouse lawn. I want again thank Big Rivers, the FOP Lodge 16 for providing the food this evening in the Davis County Fiscal Court, for allowing us to use the courthouse and the lawn here. And also want to thank the Wendell Ford Statesmanship Academy, the students who've been standing, as somebody else who's been standing for about an hour. Got young legs, so it works out good, right? Remember, November 5th is Election Day. You've heard from these candidates. You have your ballot. Everybody enjoy your evening. Thank you.